All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Office Hours, where we answer questions, give philosophical perspectives, formulate and explore arguments, and deep dive into particular topics of your choice. This is another JREG music video reaction. So, similar to the last one, but this is an actual music video, apparently. So, without further ado, let me pull that up here. Pop that up. This is called I Know You Read My Message, and we'll see what this is all about.
I know you read my message, cause you were online half an hour ago. It doesn't say that you saw it, but I'm no fool, yeah, I already know. You read my message and you're not responding.
This already kind of hits close to home, because I don't know if your phone is like mine, but you can see your phone will give a little micro notification and will read part of the message. So you know other people probably are seeing your bits of your message. Can we admire the industrial outlet switch combo there in a living space? Just an odd professional observation. Anyways.
And honestly, that's okay. It's fine. But what really gets me is how you don't just tell me to go away. That's not okay. Who are you fooling? Cause it sure isn't me. What are you doing? Seems like you lack basic honesty. You pull this constantly.
Oh my gosh, this... I don't know how many guys are married out here. Kind of... No, guys do this too. It does seem particularly bad. The over-interpretation hamster wheel, to borrow a Chateau Hartistism, spinning up your own interpretation upon interpretation of the meaning of a thing, because you're just left to dwell upon it without a response. So respond to that message. Not like me. I'm bad at that.
If you don't want to talk, then just be clear. Say I don't want to talk, that's all I need to hear. But you implying that you want to continue trying to talk, then going cold is just fucking tiring. I saw you online half an hour ago. It isn't fine that you're ignoring me, so at least leave me on red. That's enough of a sign, cause I know you were online. Don't even bring up your anxiety. Fucker, every living being has anxiety. Living is terrifying. What makes it less scary is having friends that can be relied on consistently. Being sad is not a fucking excuse. What do you think you being sad will do to me? Always ask for my empathy, but never give it back. What the fuck is that? Here's what I do. If I were you, I would say I do not want to talk to you. I would be clear about it, clear as day, and not just subtly imply that I feel this way. What the fuck, what the fuck, this is really not cool. What the fuck, this is really not cool. Why can't you be honest for once? Why can't you say what you mean? Why can't you be honest for...
Why can't you say what you mean when you're asking the other person to tell you that they don't want to talk to you based on the assumption that they haven't read your message, based on an assumption of their meaning, and the interpretation of a non-response as dishonesty is like the icing on the cake. This is actually very artfully done. Type. We'll talk about types in a little bit, because there was some context around the suggestion of this music video that we'll get into about caricatures and the conveyance of things, which we'll get into actually in a separate office hours a little later. But let's carry on first. We're almost done.
For once, are you scared that you'll make a scene? I get it, I really, really do. You don't want to burn bridges, and I like that about you. I understand the sentiment, and I do it all the time, but it doesn't feel good to be on this end of the line. What the fuck, this is really not cool. What the fuck, this is really not cool. What the fuck, this is really not cool. This is really not cool. Oh, you were in a car crash. Oh, I regret some of the things I said.
Oh, that's good. From an artistic perspective, or just a videographic perspective, the setting of the lyrics of the song to actual images of the text, as if he is actually sending these 40 some odd anxious messages because you didn't respond, is really driving the point home. This is definitely a type. It's an exaggeration of a type. I don't know if this is a type of person so much as it is a type of anxious state that we get into. The projection here was actually beautiful, and of course this is a satirical performance, so the projection is intentional, which makes it fun rather than just painful and awful, of accusing someone else of having anxiety as you churn out 45, 50 messages saying, why aren't you responding? Oh my god, is it because you hate me? If you hate me, just tell me you hate me. Just tell me you don't want to talk to me so I can be in peace. That's obviously not what he wants. But it does seem to be a kind of state that the expectation of I'm gonna actually avoid the caricature question for now, because I'll be addressing that separately. But there is a point to make about technology and the expectation of speed and reaction time that technology builds in us. People talk about the short attention span that technology creates. I think that is a real problem, although it is worth pointing out that while social media has spawned TikTok and Instagram Reel and Vines and these other smaller and smaller and smaller attention span capturing quick attention capturing stimuli, it has also spawned the Joe Rogan Experience, which is the most popular podcast on the internet, and many other long form conversational media. I mean, the audiobook domain has just exploded in the last years, and that's fantastic. That's really cool. So it's I don't think we want to simplify too much, but the expectation of quick reactions has created not just an impatience, I think, but also an anxiety when people don't respond as fast as we expect. And of course, there's there's entitlement that this guy is conveying rather artfully. I subscribed to or did I not? Well, I did now. I guess I didn't before. I meant to subscribe before. I'd never heard of JREG before, but this kind of performance art, I would say this is kind of a music video of sorts, although it's the same genre of performative point making. I wouldn't call it music, but it's more musical than just slam poetry. It uses music to add flavor to the performance, which is nice. I'm not sure what genre this would be, to be honest. And then the nice twist at the end, completely, lost in his own expectations and needs, and forgetting about the other person, as he expects the other person to be thinking about him. This is I think one of the most artful depictions of like internet induced solipsism that I've seen, and I mean it's a real thing, and I think it ties in with another subject I've brought up a little bit in other places, which is the connection between internet usage and derealization depersonalization syndrome, which is the idea that it's actually, if you go to the Mayo Clinic, they've combined these things in the last few years. So the first time I wrote about it, they were separate, but since they've been combined. Derealization is the feeling that reality isn't real. It's like you're going through your day-to-day routine, and you're like the narrator from Fight Club. You're like, everything feels like a copy of a copy, like I feel like I'm in a dream or simulation, perhaps. And related to that, depersonalization syndrome is the feeling that your body isn't you. You feel like you're occupying a robot or an automaton that someone else's hands are doing this and you're just watching from the inside someone move this body around, like you're stuck inside a marionette or something. And they're very related to each other. And I think most of the people who have fallen into the belief in the simulation hypothesis, as advanced by Nick Bostrom and more recently by people like Musk and Scott Adams and others, very often I think that is a symptom of too much time on the internet, maybe too much drugs. Because when you experience derealization and you feel like you're in a dream, then the whole world feels like it's your creation. You know, 'cause that's what a dream or a simulation is. That's the association we would naturally have. So it becomes easy to think of everything more revolving around yourself rather than in the real world where we experience causality. We experience ourselves as causes and other people as causes, and we feel enmeshed in a world that is not us, and that there is a world, to borrow from Matthew Crawford, beyond our head. So I know this is a little music video about obnoxious, anxious people texting, but I think the reason it resonates and the reason it's gotten 122,000 views and 732 comments and 8,400 likes. So this is not even like that popular it's pretty big. But like it's still resonating with people, and other people like Bo Burnham has put out stuff sort of along the same lines, and it resonates with people because this is a familiar type of interaction from that anxious friend who is both anxious and needy and somewhat narcissistic and solipsistic, and then projects that onto everybody else around them. And I think touch grass has become so cliche, but like you have to get outside your head. Put down the phone. They probably didn't read your text. You're not that interesting. Anyways, great recommendation. Fun little video. I'll have to watch more of this guy's stuff. Because that there is something to be said for picking up what resonates in your own experience in art and rolling with it. So great recommendation. Fun little video.